What's up, everyone? I just got done turning down. I did 3 dozen of them standard super steaks. And I know I keep repeating it, but like when I mean standard, I mean round stock, heat treated. It's 5/8 round. I just got done turning them all down. I told a buddy he has a little trap supply business down by where we're going for our PTA rendezvous, and asked if I'd make them a couple dozen. So I said I would. So I got them all turned down on the lathe there, and I'm gonna wait, see if my hex shows up. It's for some odd reason on back order. So I don't know if it's looking like I'll have any of my hexagonal heavy duty ones other than the ones I already have made, but that's very few. But I wanted to get some more made up to take down there with me, but that's the way it is right now in the world with trying to get stuff. It's getting harder and harder, and price of everything's just getting higher too. So I'm not looking at like taking a lot. I am going to take some modified traps with me, and a few products, some sifters, some drags, and just not a lot of anything really. Just a few, and then that way people can handle them and see some of the products and some of the modifications in person, and then if they want to go ahead and order from there, that's fine. But right now I just sent out 2 drivers, Wolfbang ones, and even with shipping and everything right now, it's just, you know, not really a good time. Everything's just getting pretty pricey there, and you know, the average trapper, you know, is not gonna really be needing a lot of stuff, I feel, because they probably already have everything they need to do, you know, like kind of like what I do right now is like part-time trapping is what I would call it. You know, checking a few sets before work or whatnot, or after work. But yeah, that's just it's a shame the way everything's going anymore. But I mean, it's still, I mean, I know a lot of people that are still trapping and wanting to trap, so that's awesome. I'm really happy to see that. But some of your big number K9 trappers are probably not going to be, you know, putting out as much as they normally would, or some of them probably still will, you know. I mean, we are trappers, so I mean, we'll do it rather if we got to pay to do it. But yeah, I just was welding some drags up here and figured I'd go ahead and turn the phone back on and weld a couple, and then also, you know, I want to do a video on answering all of your questions. Pretty much, you know, like down in the comments, ask a question, I'll write it down, and I'll do a video of answering them all, you know. Rather it's, you know, a simple question on, you know, how old are you, or, you know, what are your goals for this season, or how do you do something, or, you know, just something to go ahead and, you know, instead of doing the same old videos over and over again, you know, I don't do too much other stuff. I only make a few things, and, you know, I modify a lot of traps, but, you know, that's all pretty much the same. You know, it's cut and dry there. Laminations, base plates, you know, Welding, J hook shot, couple of the like custom traps that I've done in the past and that, you know, so that's kind of like beating a dead horse, constantly doing these videos over and over. But yeah, just shoot some questions down there in the comment section, and you know, I'll do my best to answer them on a video. Here at the shop, I use my phone, so I can't do. I wanted to do a live video today of, you know, cutting super steaks and welding drags and doing a few things all in one video, a live video. But in order to use your phone, I guess, or something like that, you gotta have like 1,000 subscribers, or I don't know how that works. I just know it doesn't let me use my phone to do a live video. So just figured I'd go ahead and just do another video of me just welding a few drags up, and, you know, requesting, you know, down in the comments there, asking questions, you know, trapping related mainly, or, you know, maybe even fabricating related stuff like that, and I'll do a video answer. But yeah, I got done, like I said, I got done cutting all them super steaks down on the blade there, so I'm going to start welding up some more drags. I already started welding some, and like I said, I keep saying it, like I'm not making a lot of stuff right now. I know this is going to be a very big rendezvous for our state this year, but as far as investing the money and the time into making a pile of product that I'm probably going to end up bringing back home with me, the majority of it is just not something I'm going to get into this year. It's just past, like, I'll say the past 2 summers, or like 2 trapping seasons, I've just seen where, you know, whoever's going to use the products have pretty much already gotten what they need, or, you know, they're not going to be trapping as much, so they don't need that. But I'm going to make a few, take them down with me. I got new hats, shirts, and hoodies that I'm also going to take down with me too, so everyone seemed to like the shirt that I sent Mark J. Larson there, and he sent me a shirt too, and so I'm gonna have a bunch of them with the new logo made. It'll have the same saying on the back, but take that down in case a few people want to get that too. So I'm doing the triangle drag. I'm no longer going to do the round point drag. I mainly only ever end up selling the triangle drag, and for what I charge for my round one, you know, you're just better off to buy a saber tooth anyways. You know, they're a little cheaper, a little lighter, and that's a very, very good drag. I've used them myself, the saber tooths, and that is phenomenal drag. And so I'm just going to stick to the triangle one, and I'm trying to narrow down some things that I'll make, and just try to get it narrowed down to like a few things. My drivers, of course, my 330 stands, triangular drag, some diggers, and sifter, and then drowning locks too. I like the square drowning lock. I'm actually going to do a video on what I like about it with rebar, with a new way of doing your rebar drowner. The lock can come on and off at any time you want it to from the top of the drowner, and that I'll show that in a video, more in-depth video, whenever I go to make a bunch more of them. Probably here next week, because I am making a few for person that wants to pick them up at our state rendezvous. But yeah, so let's pull out a couple drags here. Like I said, I already started welding a few, and then I figured I'll turn the phone on, we'll do a couple together. I'm not putting the chain deflectors on right now, I'm waiting on that. But I already welded some of the bodies together here. So we're going to be putting the triangular points on. I guess it'd probably help if I would turn you down to where you can see what I'm doing here. I already have a pretty good how-to video on making these drags if you want to check that out and make your own. I literally leave nothing out of it. I give all the sizes and everything on, you know, how I make this drag. I know a lot of us trappers, we're tinkers. We like to, you know, make our own stuff. So I even had someone ask me, why would you show exactly how you make something? Well, it's traffic, you know. I mean, we don't share everything we're doing in traffic and that. We're pretty much shooting ourselves in the foot, you know. Not everyone wants to go out and buy their stuff. They want to make it themselves too. They take pride in doing it themselves, you know. So I have no problem showing how I do any of my products. Excuse me there. Or how I do them and that, you know. I mean, this drag's pretty much similar to a JC style, except for I fill the whole top body of the drag up with the triangular point. nice and welded. And I did want to point out on this drag too, if you go to make your own, one thing you definitely do not have to do is weld that solid across that point to the frame. You could easily just do 3 spots on both sides, and that would hold just fine. My personal ones that I very first made, that's what I did. I welded the whole way across like that because it looks nicer. And it is a little stronger being solid welded. But the target species that you'd be using this drag for, that does not need welded the whole length. Like I said, 3 spots there on both sides of that triangular point to the frame. More than strong enough to hold that point on there. That ain't gonna go nowhere. That would save you some wire and obviously some time welding too. But yeah, I wanted to point that out. It was, if you're gonna go ahead and tackle making these yourself, you don't even need, like, I use a Miller 211. There's cheaper MIG welders out there that'll tackle welding this drag. But I'm a firm believer, if you're gonna buy something, just be done, you know. So just buy the nicest piece of equipment you can the first time, and you know, it'll last you forever. But I did want to point that out. I'll just do one here real quick, just for a demonstration. So what I'm talking about is, on the inside here, just a little weld there, a little weld there, and a little weld there. And then again on the back side. I'll do this drag up like that. So, like that. You know, that would more than hold what you're using this drag out there for. You know, that'll, no coyote or bobcat, you know, nothing's gonna rip that point off of there being welded this way instead of just solid. And but in my opinion, it is a little stronger to weld it the whole way down, and it looks a heck of a lot nicer, in my opinion. But that is more than stout enough to hold whatever you're going to target with this, so you can save yourself a lot of wire, gas, and time. So that's what I'm going to continue doing the rest of the day. Get a bunch more of these done. Well, not a bunch more, a couple dozen, and that's it. That's all I'm taking with me. And then I'll take a few to leave out on the table in case anyone wants to order some. But I figured I'd go ahead and, since I was doing some drags, I'd point that out that you ain't gotta weld that solid the whole way across there. If you're doing them yourself, you gotta think about even like the round point style ones. They only got that little bit of weld on each side of them, and it holds them on there just fine. So you can just hit that in them 3 spots like that. You know, a little 1/2 inch, 3 of them on each side, and it'll hold just fine. It'll hold anything you're gonna go out there and catch. Ain't gonna rip that point off of that drag. And save yourself some money there while doing them. But like I said, I think they look nicer welded the whole way across, and it is a little stronger. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Get these couple dozen here welded up, and then I'm gonna go cut and bend the chain deflectors to get welded on them, and then call it a day from there. So hope everyone has a good day. Oh, and happy Memorial Day.